number 32, John Mahome, 5'11", a junior. John scores 2.5 points per contest. The forwards, number 34, Greg Brown, a 6-foot junior, averaging 11 points a game. The other forward, number 50, Jeff McCutcheon, 6'4", and a junior, averaging 11.7 points a game. And the center is number 44, Ron Jazeranak, 6'2", and a junior. Ron averages 8 points a game. Ray, this should be a great one.
Yes, it should, Randy. I'm really anxious to see this Academy Ball Club because I've heard a lot of good things about them. And without their big boy tonight, we'll see how good they are.
There you see Marie Anthony ready for the start of this game. Marie is joined by Tom Venditelli. We should mention, too, that Ben Gehrig's injury is an injury to his right foot. And Jack McMullen's terminology was that he has a hurt foot.
Well, Randy, that's what coaches say. You know, it's like your car. You have something wrong with your car, you take it in and say it's broken. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just broken.
Marie, 13 years of officiating experience. Tom with 20 years. And at halftime, Ray, Marie will be on the official's view talking about screening. Tip controlled by Dublin. That's Ryan Rossler. Remember, 5'11" and just a sophomore is Ryan. That's McCutcheon, leading scorer on the JV last year. Drives baseline from 6, in and out, no good. Fights for the rebound, tipped around, fought for inside. Ron Jazeranak going strong for the rebound. We got a foul inside. Looks like called on the Vikings.
Well, right off the bat, Randy, Dublin's able to drive the baseline and get an extra shot on an offensive rebound. We talked about that last week because Worthington stayed in the ballgame against Westerville North because of some great offensive rebounding. If Dublin could do that, and you know, with Academy without the big kid in there, Gehrig, that they're going to be tough on the offensive board.
Don Leschnock picks up the foul for the Vikings. They say he was coming down with the ball, not attempting a shot, so they'll inbound that on the common foul. McCutcheon gets it out now to Rossler. 7:40 left to go first quarter. No score from Dublin High School. Rossler being shadowed by Golden. That's McCutcheon. To John Mahome. Mahome, a transfer, moved in from Chicago this past summer. Jazeranak tries to pass inside, but it goes right into the hands of number 20, Seth Kushkin. McMullen now with the ball, down to 7:15 first quarter. You know, Academy, Ray, in the 60 quarters they've played this year have outscored their opponents 55 of those quarters. Golden is fouled as he puts up the shot. Chalk it up to number 4, Ryan Rossler. That's his first.
Well, Dublin starts the ball game in a 2-3 zone. And the young man who's not used to starting takes the first shot. I bet this kid can play baseball. What do you think?
His dad is Ron Golden. You know baseball in this area. You know Ron's name, of course. Commissioner of the CABA and stand out at Ohio State as well. Eric, too, shooting 77% from the line on the season. Will have one more. Academy goes up by 2. We played 54 seconds. Full court pressure put on now by the Vikings. Here goes Rossler now. 2-on-3 slows it down. That's Greg Brown. Back to Rossler now. Played 1 minute and 5 seconds. 2-0 Vikings. Mahome gets it back out now to Jeff McCutcheon. That's Brown making a move baseline. We got a foul before the shot called on the Vikings.
Well, Randy, Academy plays a very good man-to-man defense. They pick you up as soon as you're getting ready to take a ball out of bounds, and they stick with you all the way. And Golden right now has got his hands full with Rossler, but he's doing a good job. You know, that 17 inches that Academy loses, that's a lot of ice.
The shot from outside is up and good by Rossler. We're tied at 2. The foul went on number 30, Kim Vermeulen. Vermeulen picks up his first. 6.5 left to go first quarter. Leschnock now gets it over to Kushkin. Seth, 5'11", and a senior. The only senior out there that starts for the Vikings. So that's scary, Ray. You think about the talent they have. Remember, their football team was 14-0 this season and state champions in Division IV. The shot from outside no good by Kushkin. Rebound fought for. That's Leschnock. Inside, tries to get it to Golden. I tell you, Golden is a hustler inside, isn't he? Reaching foul called on the Shamrocks.
With all those wins in football and all the wins in basketball, Randy, I'd hate to think what happens if they'd ever lose one. They may have cardiac arrest or something. And I think Coach McMullen's been through all of those victories because he does help out on the football staff.
Jazeranak picks up his first foul. Common foul inbounded underneath. Out now to number 42, Don Leschnock. That's Kushkin. Baseline now, Vermeulen. They play catch around the perimeter with 5:59 left to go first quarter. Now, the football team was something else. Incredible job done by Paul Bernsdorf, who's moving on to another coaching opportunity from outside. Kushkin gets his own rebound to within 5. He got it.
Follow your shot. That's something that every young person should learn in the game of basketball. Follow your shot.
And your dream, right?
Yes.
4-2 Vikings. Double team pressure put on Rossler. Fought for. Golden fights for it with Kushkin tipped away. Fought for. Here comes Leshnock now the other way. 3-on-2. Puts it up. Off balance, and he got it. (6-2) Vikings. 5:19 left to go first quarter. And the defense that the Vikings played, Jack McMullen is one of the greatest coaches when it comes to man-to-man defense in high school basketball. No good outside. Fought for inside. Mahomes trying to get a handle on it inside. He has it. Can't get it to fall. Fought for inside. McCutcheon got it.
Staying right with it. And their points have come from offensive rebounds. Getting that extra shot, either take because of the offensive rebound and getting an extra possession out of bounds, or right there.
Kushkin picked up by McCutcheon. Cross court. Skips it to McMullen. Top of the key. Around now to Kushkin again. Picked up by Brown. Kushkin is open. Yes.
Run a zone. You either overload, penetrate, and pitch. And that time, they was able to find an open man. Hit an easy jump shot.
4 points now for Seth. 8-4. 4:25 first quarter.
Now
that's Rossler.
That's a name. It's Seth Kushkin.
Some guttural sounds tonight. I'm working on my old tongue tonight. Going through the starters in the open was a nightmare, let me tell you. That's Mahomes with it now. Down to 4:12. Drives on. Kushkin to the hoop. Can't get it to fall. Rebound. 2 Vikings inside. That's for Mullen. Here comes Leshnock now. 4:04 left. Mahomes goes for the steal. The pass is a little behind. McMullen has it. Baseline. Leshnock. Check that. That's Kushkin, and he has 2 more.
Sounds like the Swedish Olympic team skiers.
10-4, 3:50 left to go. Brown from the baseline, in and out, no good. McCutcheon fights for the rebound. We've got a reaching foul called on the Shamrocks with 3:48 left to go.
Both teams playing aggressive now, and right now Dublin has to play some defense because, as Randy has said about the statistics, this Academy Ball Club wins these quarters and they start to pull away. And they've really not been tested, Randy, have they? Except maybe once or twice.
The Bexley game, really, 52-44. They're averaging 72 points a game, Ray. They're giving up 47. Foul goes on Ryan Rossler. That's his second. Into the game now for the Vikings, number 52, Bart Hacker. Bart's a 6'1 junior who replaces Eric Golden.
I'd like to come back to that statistic that you said. That statistic of averaging in the 70s and giving up in the 40s. Now, that tells me that's it's about defense because of that point spread there in between. That's somebody that gives up 30 points and only scores 38. I mean, this is defense, that point spread.
And now into the game for the Shamrocks, number 24, Brett Bowl, a 5'8 senior. And Rossler will take a seat. You know, that's the thing, too, Ray. 3 of their opponents did not score 40 points in a game.
I mean, that's just excellent defense because that show you they're not holding the ball on offense either. I mean, they're running up and down the floor. That's just fantastic.
They've won their last 27 regular season games and 30 of their last 31 contests. That's McCutcheon. Good ball handler for his size. Inside, off balance, I'll tell you. Zeranak looked like he got shoved and still put it up and in.
Good strength inside.
10-6, 3:10 left to go first quarter.
Dublin changes their zone.
Kushkin, look at Leshnock too, Ray, at about 6'3 and a half out on the point. Kushkin, cross court, Leshnock, top of the key, McMullen can't get the bounce, fought for inside. They're calling it close in the first quarter.
The other thing about Academy on defense is they pick you up as soon as you get off the bus. I mean, they're right on you, and that really does wear you down. And you have to have a good bench, and you have to have a very good guard to keep up with that a whole ball game.
Foul goes on Seth Kushkin. That's his first, and team foul number 3 on the Vikings. Goes Brown inside, in and out of the hands of Zeranak.
I'll say this, Randy, if you're going to play against this basketball team, you have to make every possession count. You need a shot every time because they're so tough offensively and defensively, you can't afford to make mistakes.
Mark Plessinger into the ballgame now for the Vikings, a 6'1 junior. 10-6 Vikings, 2:34 left to go first quarter. That is Plessinger back out to Kushkin now. McMullen with the ball. Leshnock, yes.
Excellent form on his jump shot. Move the ball around against the zone with a diagonal pass, and he has an excellent shot on him.
And he is all-state as a wide receiver in football, Ray. He is a great athlete. 12-6 Vikings. Bull getting pressure on, nearly a 5-second call. Inside, it's thrown away. Here comes Kushkin back the other way now with 2:04 left to go first quarter. Kushkin will take it himself. The shot is short. Fought for. Nice save. McMullen with it now. Looks for help. That's Leshnock. The thing that impresses me is they know where everyone is on the court, and they're looking at the clocks all the time, Ray, too. They know how much time is left and everything. Very aware on the court. Shot no good by Hacker. Inside, put up and in, though, for the Vikings. Leshnock with 2 more. Dublin down 8 now at 14-6 with 1:38 left to go. The Shamrocks take their first time out. They have Ray left Academy with their full allotment of 4.
Leshnock was very, very impressive there on that last possession, playing the point guard at that height and being able to make that pass.
And Ray, coming up on HBO, some great programming. I'll tell you, some great things you can see. Live NCAA action says coming up on HBO, but trust me, that should be on ESPN. Villanova and Georgetown, Purdue at Iowa, all that coming up. Big Monday, as they like to say, with John Saunders and Bob Lee and Dick Vitale and Mike Patrick and you and me in front of the TV set. Check that out on ESPN. Should be a great doubleheader Monday night.
Yeah, those John Thompson, I kind of like him, but I think right now you'll find out that most of the guys who have coached Olympic teams or are going to coach Olympic teams, their teams seem to not have a lot of success that year. And I think he's going through that with Georgetown.
Start thinking about the Olympic team, a lot of concentration on that. Perhaps takes away from your particular university a little bit.
Right. I know he's looking at film of a lot of different kids, and they want to win that gold medal.
And more action coming up on ESPN. St. John's at Syracuse, that should be good. Missouri at Iowa State.
Missouri's my sleeper this year in the NCAA tournament.
Derek Chivas and company. 14-6, 1:35 left to go, first quarter. Brett Southworth in the backcourt now for the Shamrocks. Drives, nice move inside. Tries to dish off inside. He does so to number 42, Aaron Lowry, who's into the ball game. We got a foul inside call to number 52, Bart Hacker.
Well, you see, that's the job of a point guard, Randy, being able to penetrate like that and get the ball inside and draw that foul and possibly get a three-point play.
McMullen and Vermeulen come back into the ball game. Leshnock will take a seat along with Kushkin.
Leshnock and Kushkin. Have fun, Randy.
I love it. As long as it's high school basketball, just don't let me do a Russian game. Alexei Sigourney or something like that. Aaron Lowry will have another. Aaron averaging just over 12 points a game, shooting nearly 70% from the line on the season. It's a 6-point game.
Free throws, you got to get those to stay in the ball game.
Dublin shoots 67% from the line on the season. Really some volleyball substitution by both coaches now, Ray. You can see about 8 guys have played so far in this first quarter for both teams. Nice anticipation by McCutcheon. One-on-one on Plessinger. Thinks about it. Tip up, no good. Now it falls in by Aaron Lowry.
Great tip in. See that? He comes in and does a nice job right off the bat.
And it's a 4-point game now at 14-10. 55 seconds left to go first quarter. That's Plessinger. Back out to Golden now. Shamrock staying in that zone, packing it inside, forcing that perimeter jumper from the Vikings. Skip pass to McMullen now, back out to Plessinger. We're down to 43 seconds.
Doesn't look like they're looking for one shot right here. They'll get the best one they can.
And Matt McMullen, in his 3rd year on the varsity, he'll be a 4-year varsity player next year, Ray, for the Vikings. Very unselfish. Looks for the open man, but still averages 12 points a game, leading scorer on this team by 0.2 of a point.
I like his socks.
Oh, those are good. 20 seconds left. Plessinger baseline. The shot no good. Rebound fought for. That's Lowry with it. Here come the Shamrocks. 14 seconds left to go. Touchdown pass, a little strong for wide receiver Greg Brown.
See, that speed kills right there. So much in a hurry right there. They make a turnover. Now Academy gets an extra shot.
Those are interesting socks that Matt has on.
Mike Tyson.
That's right. Down to 7 seconds now. Golden inside by Hacker. No good with 3. Clean block with 2. 1 puts it up. It's short. Tipped around, fought for. Well, let's put it this way now. Academy has won 56 out of 61 quarters on the year. At the end of one to score. Academy 14, Dublin 10.
Dave Lennox. Since 1895, hard at work with new ideas in heating and cooling. And now, get 0% financing and $100 cash rebate on the efficient Lennox Pulse Gas Furnace. Call your independent Lennox dealer.
Hi, I'm Flip at Holiday Heating and Cooling. You can depend on Holiday for total comfort at affordable prices. It has never been easier to save money with Lennox efficiency and Holiday's dedication to service. Give us a call.
And take advantage of the savings starting today.
Attaboy, Dave.
Welcome back to Dublin High School. Academy leads 14-10 at the end of one. Ray, what caught your eye in that first period?
Well, Dublin going to the offensive board, but they made some unforced turnovers, Randy, and I think if they could have cut those down, it would have been a little bit closer. And 4 points, of course, isn't too bad against this basketball team, but you've got to not make mistakes. It's as simple as that. You can't afford a lot of turnovers.
Scoring in the first quarter for Academy, Leshnock with 6, Kushkin with 6, Golden with 2. For Dublin, Lowry 4, Shazaranak with 2, Rossler with 2, McCutcheon with 2. From the outside, McMullen can't get it to fall. Inside, Kushkin can't get it. And Gehrig is into the ballgame now. He's fighting for it inside. Out of bounds, back to the Vikings. Ben Gehrig, 6'9 junior, averaging 11.9 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 2 block shots.
I know Tom Vinatelli. He lets them play inside. He let them play right there. He likes it.
He's a great official, and he's got the best hair in Central Ohio, too. Shot outside, no good by McMullen. Fought for. Kushkin can't get it. Southworth fights for it. Still on the court. Now it's Kushkin for the Vikings. 7.5 left to go. 14-10 Vikings. Cross court. Skip pass for Kushkin. McMullen is open from 18. Yes. We've got a push off inside. It looks like on Ben Gehrig. But Ray, I think that will come after the basket.
Yes, it will. And that will soon get them into the bonus. So the next foul against Academy will put Dublin in the bonus.
That is foul number 5 right now. 7:22 left to go, 16-10.
That will put them in the bonus right now.
I said it was number 5. Would I lie to you? You know, you talk about Ben Gehrig, a great player. Ben wears size 18 shoes.
Chris, we got those floating out in the ocean.
There's John Dopp, the head coach of Dublin. First year here, 8th year as a head coach. Of course, a volunteer assistant for a couple of years for Eldon Miller. And, of course, you know him from his Worthington days.
Yes, sir. We had some great basketball games when he was at Worthington.
Zeranak can't get it to fall. Out of bounds. Who's it go to? Back to Dublin. Everyone left this end of the court. Jack McMullen is saying, hey, what's going on? But they give the ball back to the Shamrocks. I think they meant to say the Vikings. I think Marie meant to say this way, and it goes to the Vikings.
Well, Jack talked to her. Let's call.
7:17 left, 16-10. Inside, McMullen gets the handle back out now to Leshnock.
You thought I was going to say a sexist remark, didn't you?
No, not you. You're the best. After all I said about you in the paper. Inside, Gehrig. It's short inside. Rebound strung by Vermeulen for 2.
Boy, offensive rebound. They have a great bench. Now, there again, right there. Everybody can see it. Some people might say that's a forced turnover, but that's just getting in a hurry. And you can't afford, you got to get a shot every time down the floor. This can't happen.
Brett Southworth, a little too anxious trying to hit Jeff McCutcheon on the run, on the turnover. Here come the Vikings down to 6:48 first half. Knocked away, nice play. Here goes Southworth now, 2-on-1, picked up by Leshnock. Fought for inside, it goes back to Academy.
Well, that's not really what they wanted. They got a pretty nice shot there, and again, you have to convert on all those. So we can go back here, and I think, Randy, we can take half a dozen to 8 of those attempts or possessions where they haven't been able to get anything out of it.
Brett Southworth, though, Ray, gave up about 8 inches in that exchange. Baseline, that's McMullen. Lob inside for Gehrig. Loses the handle, out of bounds. Last touch by the Shamrocks. Back to the Vikings.
Boy, Gehrig is a big kid. He's going to get bigger.
Intelligent student, too. Likes physics. Of course, Academy. Private institution.
Nobody likes physics.
I never liked any of the ologies at all. Psychology, physiology. Knocked away. Great play by Ryan Rossler to the hoop. For 2.
Academy plays better when they come down, make 1 or 2 passes and get that shot off.
4 for Ryan Rossler. 18-12. 6 minutes left to go first half. That's Kushkin. He'll take it. Can't get it the ball. Gehrig, strong rebound. He got it.
That's what he's in there for. He does a good job at that.
Another touchdown pass for McCutcheon. I tell you, nice play there by Jeff McCutcheon. It looks like, Ray, the Shamrocks are looking for that transitional basket, and they've tried that now 4 times, and 3 times they threw it away.
Well, it could be that the game plan is the Academy is such a good defensive team at the half floor. Try to get some cheapies on them so you don't have to set up on to play defense.
Todd Fulmer into the ballgame now for the Shamrocks with 5:45 left to play. It will go back to Dublin. McCutcheon to inbound. Needs help. Southworth inside for Fulmer. Strong to the hoop by Garrick, but Garrick picks up his second foul.
Fulmer took it to the hole right there and drew the foul. And I believe the same game plan would hold true with Garrick as it did last week.
With Doug Poore.
Doug Poore is trying to draw some fouls on him. See, how'd you know that name escaped me? Just amazing. You filled in that sentence. That was great.
Well, you reach a certain age where some of those brain cells start to go away. Not that I would know, right?
I do become absent-minded at times. I mean, it's only been a week and all.
Todd Fulmer will have another. Todd shooting about 45% from the line on the season. You know, Todd, one of only 3 Shamrocks on the varsity last year, Ray, and those 3 gentlemen played only 30 minutes, so John Dopp really had a big rebuilding job here at Dublin High School.
Right, we played them last year, and I believe at the time they were undefeated.
Inside, Leschnock in and out, no good.
We won.
Oh, of course. Rebound, though, put up and in by Tim Vermeulen. 9-point game now, pressure put on at Southworth. Baseline, Fulmer is open. Fulmer gets it.
Nice diagonal pass right down on the baseline for the easy shot. Academy tried to jump and run and try to trap a little bit. Got out of that trap for an easy bucket.
It's a 7-point game again with 5:04 left to go first half. That's Leschnock. Kushkin. Inside through the hands of Tim Vermeulen. Great pass by Leschnock.
Now Dublin has to take advantage of that. Right now they need to go down and get a good shot.
Don Leschnock, you take a look at him, Ray. 6'3.5", plays at the point, averaging 4 assists and 2 steals a game. Got size, speed, he can shoot, great ball handler. Everything you're looking for in a college prospect to play guard.
Or wide receiver.
Aaron Lowry, that's right. That's Southworth now. Down to 4:44 left to go first half. At halftime, we'll have the Sports Medicine Grand Players of the game, the official view, and Ray will have his coach's clinic. You'll be talking about what, Ray?
Free throw shooting. We talked about it all season.
I think we'll have a traveling violation 3 seconds ago at midcourt called by Tom Venditelli. And we do.
Well, see, he doesn't have the keyless whistle, and the P got hung up in the whistle part, and it didn't work.
Free throw shooting at halftime is what you're talking about?
Yes, with Eric Saxon, one of the best free throw shooters, probably the best that I've ever had. I'm anxious to see how that turned out.
Collision inside. Going for the ball is number 4, Ryan Rossner with 2 Vikings. Goes out of bounds. The ball will go back now to Academy with 4:33 left to go. Kushkin will inbound. 7-point game at 22-15. Leschnock in backcourt now. Dublin showing some token pressure, 3-quarter court. Kushkin, baseline. Vermeulen puts it up. No good rebound, Garrick. Strong move to the hoop. Got it.
He's got a nice touch inside, Randy. He's a good little ball player. I didn't say little. I didn't say little.
Good big ball player.
Good big ball player.
9-point game. 4:08 left to go. Southworth now. Hawked by Garrick. There's a mismatch. 6'9" guarding about 5'7.5".
Academy goes to his zone.
Fulmer back out to Southworth. He's got to think shot sometime. Can't get it to fall. Rebound fought for McCutcheon. Strong inside. Can't get it to go. We've got a foul.
Drawing those fouls inside. It looked like there, Randy, that Academy went to a 1-2-2 drop zone where the top man just drops and follows the ball inside.
Greg Brown back into the ballgame for the Shamrocks. Brett Southworth will take a seat. Foul goes on Tim Vermeulen. That's his second.
Randy, I've never really seen a gym like this. They put the opposing fans in clear in the other county, don't they?
You can't hear them.
Oh, no, there's no way you can hear them.
It's a great gym, though. Great setup here. Our thanks to Jerry Bell and everyone at Dublin High School bringing you this game exclusively on cable TV. McCutcheon will have another. Kushkin with a rebound. .340 left to go. Pushkin and Leschnak playing catch. McMullen now baseline. That's Vermeulen. Matt takes it. He got it.
Well, if he's open, it's down. Reminds me of another coach's son, Millard.
Matt shooting rate 56% from the field.
Excellent. Excellent for a guard.
And a walking violation called on Greg Brown.
And he plays tenacious defense. But I don't like his socks.
Mark Plessinger back into the ballgame for the Vikings. Number 30, Tim Vermeulen, will take a seat. And it looks like number 52, Bart Hacker, will come back in for the Vikings. And Ben Gehrig will take a seat. So, Ray, as we go down to the last 3:15, I was just going to say, we got Vermeulen with 2 fouls and Ben Gehrig with 2 fouls. A good chance for Jack McMullen to protect those 2 gentlemen here.
Right, especially with a 10-point lead in the basketball.
Ryan Rossler, the only Shamrock, with 2. 3:05 left to go. 26-16. Remember, Academy is 15-0 on the season. Dublin 11-6. They are in 2 different divisions in the CBL.
Academy now is going to have to play against a man-to-man defense that Dublin has decided to play here.
Leschnak strong to the hoop for 2 more.
That's a baseline drive right there with authority.
8 for Don. Inside, great pass. Fulmer is blocked inside. Good defense. Great defense played inside by the Vikings. It could have been Bart Hacker, I think, that tied him up. On alternating possessions, though, the Shamrocks will get the ball back as number 44, Ron Jezeranak, will check back into the ball game, and number 30, Todd Fulmer, will take a seat.
An excellent pass, though, by Rossler. Excellent pass. Don't get any points for that, though.
Lowry to inbound. Needs help. Going to get a 5 count. Gets it in time. Tipped away. Fought for. But the Vikings get the ball. Here we go. 3-on-3. Leschnak gets it back now. Down to 2:35 first half. Don, nice move. Tipped away. Fought for. Here we go. Rossler the other way. McMullen goes after him to the hoop. Puts it up. He got it.
Right place at the right time.
6 now for Rossler. It's a 10-point game. Also coming up at halftime, we'll be talking to Mike Burbridge, who will update us on the girls' high school basketball tournament. All that more at halftime. Plessinger, he has 2.
Well, they must be hitting a phenomenal percentage from the field.
Scary when a man like that can come off the bench and look that smooth. 12-point game, 30-18. That's McCutcheon, down to 1:54 left first half. Drives by Leschnak, puts it up, got it. Also good follow through on Jeff McCutcheon.
Very good. On balance, elbow straight, and he follows through.
5 points for Jeff. 10-point game. McMullen now with it down to 1:35 left. That's Plessinger back out to Kushkin. Inside, Leschnak 2 more. I'm telling you, Ray, he is something else. Drives baseline, plays the point, and can play the post inside.
Well, I'm as impressed with him as I am with anybody we've seen this year.
10 now for Don on the evening. To the hoop. Dished off inside by Rossler. The handle is lost. Here we go the other way. Plessinger all the way by himself for 2.
And he caused that pass, too. Those 2 points are a result of his possession right there.
And a traveling violation called on Ron Jezeranak.
Unforced turnover.
1:01 left first half. Golden back into the ball game. Seth Kushkin will take a seat for the Vikings. Ray, you were the subject of some media attention this week, I noticed, in the Grove City Record. Nice article about you.
Yes, very nice article. Well, thank you for making at least one nice comment about me. That was really nice, Randy.
Thank you for slipping me the 5 to do it. 45 seconds left to go. Leschnak again to the hoop, but a player control foul called on Don Leschnak. Boy, he makes things happen from everywhere.
He can really handle the basketball. Reminds me a lot of Umberfurst of Worthington.
Take a look at this one more time as he takes it all the way in, Ray.
Well, he sets his man up, able to handle the ball. He definitely charged right there, but what a great job of ball handling he did.
And a 5-second count called on the Shamrocks, send it back to the Vikings.
Well, anybody watching this basketball game right now can see why Academy's record is what it is and why they average 70 points and only give up around 40, because it's tremendous defense. That's the second or third 5-second call they've had. They've just done a great job on defense.
Inside, McMullen, a little strong, fought for inside. Here goes Aaron Lowry the other way now, down to 37 seconds left to go first half.
Didn't play for one shot either, did they?
Did not. Brown playing catch now with Lowry. That's Fulmer. To Zeranak. Down to 20 seconds now. Lowry thinks about it. Picked up by Plessinger. That's Southworth. Every Shamrock has touched the ball in this possession. Down to 15 seconds left to go first half. We're down to 10.
Almost another 5-second call right there.
Brown with 8. Needs help. So Southworth with 5. Inside. Lowry strong at the hoop with 3. He's got it. That's the way we end the first half. Well, chalk up another quarter for Academy. They have now won 57 out of 62 at halftime. Academy leads Dublin by a score of 34-22.
Available at O.P. Gallo Formal Wear.
Welcome back. We're at halftime. Academy leads Dublin 34-22. You know, the girls' high school basketball tournament is just around the corner. The coordinator of that tournament joins us here tonight at halftime, Mike Burbridge from Westland High School. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Now, Mike, I know the ladies are getting ready to play basketball tournament style. When does that start for the girls?
It starts next Thursday in Divisions 2 and 3 and next Saturday in Divisions 1 and 4.
Now, Mike, how is it determined who plays who in the tournament?
Well, the alignment this year is a new alignment. Last year we had 3 classes. This year we've gone to 4 divisions, and of course it's based on enrollment. At the tournament draw, then the coaches vote to seed different teams, just as they do in normal tournament play. And it's a vote of the coaches, and the best teams are seeded, and they get the opportunity to advance in the tournament.
And Mike, there's more than one location, too, where the games will be taking place, right?
Sure. We'll be using 10 high schools throughout the area for the sectional play and 4 other high schools for the district play.
What are some of the teams we should look for in the tournament this year in the 4 divisions? Any ideas?
Well, in the first division, the big school division, Upper Arlington is seeded first, and Pickerington is second. In Division 2, we have an undefeated team. The only undefeated team in the tournament is Cave Valley at 19-0. The third division, and in the 4th division, we have some excellent teams, many teams with more than 15 wins in a 20-game season.
Mike, you're a busy man. When does your preparation for this tournament start?
Actually, it started last spring when the coaches evaluated last year's tournament and started selecting the officials for this year's tournament.
Mike, thanks for joining us here at halftime. The halftime score is Academy 34, Dublin 22. Ray's going to take us to the foul line right now in the coaches' clinic.
This week on the coaching clinic, what we're going to discuss is foul shooting. To help me demonstrate foul shooting, I have Eric Saxon from Capital University, who last year, when he played for Grove City, shot 90% from the foul line. As the referee hands Eric the ball, and I will play the part of the referee, what Eric does is he looks down at the middle of the floor to find the center of the hoop. As he finds the center of the hoop, the one thing he's going to look for down here is the nail. The nail in the middle of the floor is drawn there or put in there so that when the person who drew the circle around here had something to go by and is exactly in the middle, which will put it in the middle of those 2 prongs in the front of the hoop. Eric finds his position and he straddles that position. Now, some people like to put 1 foot on the nail. Some people like to straddle. In this case, what Eric does, he straddles that position. He gets his feet down there so that he's on balance. His knees are a little bit bent. First part is being on balance. Second part is he keeps his eye on the target. His target, front 2 prongs of the hoop, maybe the front of the hoop, maybe the back of the hoop, but he never loses contact with the rim itself. So the second one is eye on target. The third is your elbow being straight. As Eric assumes this position, he keeps his elbow tucked in. The reason he does that is so that he can be in perfect line with the hoop. It's just like shooting darts or throwing darts. If you've ever thrown one and you keep your elbow out, it makes it more difficult to hit the target because you're going to have to readjust your wrist. So he keeps that elbow in. So he's on balance, his eyes on the target, his elbow straight, and the last thing, of course, is the follow-through. And as Eric releases the basketball, he grabs a hold of the front of the rim. Just like that. On target. So he's on balance, eyes on the target, elbow straight, follow through. The last thing is the ritual. By the ritual, I mean when Eric receives the basketball in his practice time, he's going to do the same thing every time, whether it's dribble the ball 3 times before he releases it, or whether or not he tugs on his socks, wipes his hands. He does the same thing every time. So in that case, it would be a ritual. He dribbles the ball the same amount of time every time. So in closing, keep in mind, when you're shooting a foul shot, you want to be on balance, eye on the target, elbow straight, follow through, and do the same thing every single time.
Stay tuned for the official view on last week's Sports Medicine Grant Players of the Game.
Come on over, baby, got a whole lot of dealing going on. 69 a month for escorts for singing your song. 10 times the buying power, and you never, ever, ever go wrong. Shake, baby, shake. Shake, baby, shake. Oh, baby. Deal, baby, deal. Oh, baby. Deal, baby, deal. Rikers Board, there's a whole lot of dealing going on. We're dealing.
Hello, I'm Marie Anthony from the Central Ohio Basketball Officials Association. With me today are Scott Baxter and Eric Saxton from Capital University basketball team to help me demonstrate the principles of screening. We all know that the responsibility of the screener of setting a legal screen is put on the place of the screener. First of all, we will demonstrate how time and distance are a factor in setting up a blind screen. So here we have a blind screen, and the screener must give the defender at least 1 step, no more than 2, in order to change direction or to go around the screener. Go ahead. This is a legal screen. The next point we will demonstrate will be the visual screen. Now, in this situation, time and distance are not a factor because both opponents can see each other. So go ahead and do that one. This is also legal. Now we will demonstrate an illegal screen. Now on the illegal screen, the screener will move so the defender cannot change his direction and he is in his path. Go ahead. This is illegal and is a foul. Thank you very much, and I hope that the next time you attend a basketball game this season, you will understand the principles of screening.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name.
Moore puts it up from long range too soon. Gilray puts it up. Does it go in? Does it go in? We're waiting. Do they give him the hoop? Yes! They give him the hoop.
Sports medicine is a team concept. We realize that when one of us achieves success, it's a reflection of the hard work of the entire team. With this in mind, I'm pleased to present the winners of last week's Sports Medicine Grant Players of the Game. Congratulations to these 2 young men and to their entire team.
Don't go away. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
You only get 1 set of eyes.
Trust them to Buckeye Optical.
I went to Buckeye Optical and used my Paperman coupon. I got $20 off of my contact lenses.
I need to get a pair of glasses, and Buckeye Optical has a coupon for buy 1 pair and get the other pair for half price. I saw in the Paperman, Buckeye Optical has a complete pair of prescription glasses for $79.50.
Look for the Buckeye Optical Vision and Hearing Report in your Paperman.
I'm getting a pair.
Was that an action-packed halftime or what? 34-22 as we start the third quarter. Ray, as you take a look at the first half stats for this game, You think Academy should be shooting about 80%, but remember they had so many shots, Dublin so few.
That's a surprising statistic, that a team only gets 17 shots and a half. And I don't believe either team was stalling the basketball, of course, and Dublin getting 33 shots. And I thought they shot a little bit better percentage. Nobody really taking a lot of free throws. And the turnovers, Academy making 14, that's surprising also.
And 2-1 on the boards for the Vikings.
Yes.
Scoring in the first half, Leschnock had 10 for Academy, Kushkin 6, McMullen had 4, Vermeulen 4, Gehrig 4, Plessinger 4, and Golden with 2. Inside, Leschnock can't get it to fall, fought for, tipped around. Kushkin has the rebound. For Dublin, Lowry 6, Rossler 6, McCutcheon 5, Fulmer 3, and Jezeranak with 2.
And I said Academy with 14 turnovers. It was actually Dublin with 14 turnovers.
34-22. We played 20 seconds here in the second half. For the Vikings out there, it's Leschnock, McMullen, Golden, Kushkin, and Vermeulen, the starting 5. Rebound pulled down by McCutcheon for the Shamrocks. It's taken away, though. Fought for. It's on the floor right now. McCutcheon needs help. Still on the court. Golden gets the ball. I think we'll have a palming violation. They say Golden turned it over. Now, for the Shamrocks in the second half, along with McCutcheon out there, we've got number 34, Greg Brown, number 42, Aaron Lowry. Also out there is number 44, Ron Jezeranak, and number 4, Ryan Rossler.
Good, Randy. Get them all out. I tell you what, fantastic job you're doing tonight with all these names.
An evening of survival. Rossler baseline, puts it up, in and out, no good. Tip up, no good. Rebound strong inside by McCutcheon for 2. 10-point game.
Again, offensive rebound. If they could have done that a little bit better in the first half, got some more shots off, they'd be a little bit closer.
There goes Leschnock down the lane again. Boy, I tell you, he's something else.
Of course, if my aunt had a mustache, she'd be my uncle, so it's all relative.
A dozen now for Don. 36-24, 6:53 left to go, third quarter. Rossler, great pass inside. All alone for 2 is Jezeranak.
I heard a lot of good things about this young point guard, Ryan Rossler, and he is delivering.
Shamrocks look a little calmer here in the second half, too, Ray. Blocking foul inside called on Dublin.
Well, sometimes halftime speeches have that effect on some kids.
Aaron Lowry looks like he'll pick up his first foul. Checking into the ball game for the Shamrocks will be number 30, Todd Fulmer. Fulmer in, and Jezeranak takes a seat. The JV game tonight, Academy went to 11-4 on the season. They beat Dublin by a score of 56-45. The Shamrocks JVs go to 8-10. Nice save. That's Kushkin with it now. McMullen trying to make a move by Brown, blocked off. Baseline, that's Kushkin, picked up by Lowry. Vikings very patient right now offensively, Ray.
They can afford to be.
In and out, no good by Vermeulen. Fought for the rebound, pulled down by Brown. Rossler. And a blocking foul called on number 20, Seth Kushkin.
Well, Dublin has to take advantage of every turnover that Academy makes. They've got to come down here every time and get a decent shot and then go to those offensive boards. They've got to be able to handle Academy's pressure because they're not out of this ball game by any means. They're only down 5 buckets. And with a three-point rule, if they have anybody that can shoot that shot successfully, they can cut into it even more.
They're down, what, 3 1/3 buckets then, right?
3 1/3. Good job.
6 minutes left, 10-point game. Making a move inside, goes Brown, takes it, can't get the roll. Rebound pulled down by McMullen. Kushkin from 16, can't get the bounce. Rebound pulled down strong by Lowry. The Shamrocks now, Ray, cutting the Vikings down to 1 shot offensively.
And that, I'm sure, was discussed at halftime.
Fulmer thought about it, gets it back out now to McCutcheon, picked up by Leschnock. There's a good matchup. McCutcheon will take it anyway for 2.
He looks like a much improved player. I remember him last year in the JV. Looks like he spent a lot of time this summer playing basketball. He's got a nice shot.
Looks very confident, too. Jeff is 11th in the area, Ray, in rebounding, averaging over 11 a game.
And like you said earlier, he handles the ball extremely well for a big guy.
It's an 8-point game right now at 36-28, 5:15 left to go, third quarter. That's Leschnock. Inside for Vermeulen, puts it up strong at the hoop, gets it.
They're very good with their ball fakes and the pivot moves inside. They do an excellent job of that for a well-coached ball club.
5 minutes left to go, third quarter. Rossler dishes it off baseline to Fulmer, puts it up, he got it, a chance for one more.
And a couple of those don't hurt on the comeback trail either.
Hacker in for the Vikings. Going out will be Golden.
We'll see this play on the replay. Sets up the offense right here. Nice pitch. drive on the baseline. He stayed right with it after the foul, and that's how you get those foul shots. You stay right with it. Nice strength as you're going up. Keep possession of the basketball.
Seth Kushkin, the first man in this game to have foul trouble. He's picked up his third, 2 very quickly here in the second half. Fulmer now has 6 points on the evening.
I wonder how they got the name Charity Stripe, Randy.
Because it's a free throw.
Okay.
Charity and free are synonyms, are they not?
Very good. I thought I stumped him.
Down the lane, 2 more for Seth Kushkin.
I don't know if you're right, but at least you had an answer, so I didn't stump you.
Sounds logical, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Rossler takes it into the hoop. Got a reach, and it looks like before the shot called on the Vikings with 4:39 left to go, third quarter.
Dublin's far more aggressive now on offense and on defense. And you have to match Academy's aggressiveness if you're going to stay in this game.
Foul goes to number 4, Matt McMullen. That's his first. Team foul number 3 on the Vikings here in the second half. McCutcheon gets it out now. That's Brown. Can't get it to fall. Rebound fought for inside. McMullen tries to save. He does. Here come the Vikings now. 4-on-4. Loses his balance. Was he tripped? Call a blocking foul on the Vikings. Check that on the Shamrocks.
That's more like a tripping foul. He takes the basketball down the lane, and he just like he gets tripped. Well, takes it to the middle. They fill the lane, and somebody either tripped him or it was Casper the Friendly Ghost. I don't know which one.
And that somebody is Todd Fulmer, who picks up his first foul. From Mullen to inbound.
Casper commits a lot of fouls, you know that.
He does.
Yep.
Inside, did we have a walk? I think so. Hacker picked up his pivot foot as he made that post move to the hoop.
Well, they're very good at moving around, and that you keep a pivot foot. They do a nice job of moving around and getting shots. That time, looks like they picked it up a little early. So I'm very impressed with that offensive maneuver that they make.
And again, the Vikings putting on full court pressure on Dublin. That's McCutcheon. Brown down the lane, puts it up. He walked.
A little traveling music with Jackie Gleason there. Right down the lane, didn't put it on the floor at all.
And away we go. 4:20 left to go. Remember, Academy is 15-0 on the season. They are ranked number 3 in the state in Division III. In football, though, they are a Division IV school, and they won the state championship. So they are 29-0 in basketball and football this year.
Well, we've seen some great teams in a lot of different divisions this year, Randy.
And could the Vikings say, Shamrocks, come out of your zone, pick us up man-to-man?
They have to. I agree with this strategy. I agree with it. They feel like they can play much better against the man-to-man. And with this lead, go ahead and pull them out.
McMullen gets it off now to Kushkin. Inside, give and go, 2 for Matt McMullen.
And that's exactly why right there.
Rossler, rebound strong inside by Leschnock. 4-on-2, the pass though a little strong for Vermeulen.
Rossler a little out of control there, and I'm sure Coach Daup wasn't pleased with that.
A rare turnover for the Vikings in this game.
Academy with the basketball right there on the replay. Nice little give and go. Wide open for the layup.
Back to live action. 2 more for the Shamrocks in the person of number 30, Todd Fulmer.
Shamrocks hanging right in here.
9-point game at 42-33. 8 for Fulmer. 3:05 left to go, third quarter. Baseline, that's Kushkin, picked up by Brown. Out front now to McMullen. Check the matchups now. Vermeulen picked up by McCutcheon. Hacker has Lowry on him. And a traveling violation called on Bart Hacker.
A lot of traveling violations on Academy in this quarter, Randy.
Golden back in for the Vikings. Kushkin will take a seat. Down to 2:54, third quarter, 42-33. Here goes Rossler now. 2-on-2 to the hoop, puts it up. A little strong, fought for inside. Rebound pulled down by the Vikings. We come the other way now with 2:45 left. Inside, that's Golden off balance. Can't get it to fall. They call a player control foul on Eric Golden.
That was a good call. He definitely was there and had position.
And Ray, in the second half, the Vikings have 4 team fouls to but 2 for Dublin.
We'll see this on the replay. They come down on the break. Pass is made, definitely there in time for the charge.
Here goes Brown the other way now with 2:40 left to go, third quarter. Needs help, that's McCutcheon. Fulmer. Well, you talk about the strength of Academy as Fulmer puts it up strong. No good. Rebound now put up and in and out by Lowry. Pulled down by Hacker. Here come the Vikings the other way now. 3-on-3. That's Leschnock. Yes. I was going to mention about the Vikings, Ray. They're so good, yet they've only taken 10 shots from three-point range all season.
I've noticed that a lot of teams that have not relied on that shot have done it.
What defense by Leschnock, Ray? Look at this. One-on-one. Stole it. Blew by everybody for two.
Great player. Plays at both ends of the floor. Have to have a timeout.
John Dopp takes one with 2:02 left to go, third quarter. It's a 13-point game. Dublin has 2 timeouts left. Academy with their full complement of 4. Ray, coming up next weekend, we've got some great basketball action coming your way on cable TV. I'm telling you, next Friday, we will be at New Albany High School, the home of the Eagles, as they take on the Warriors of Worthington Christian. You can see that game Friday at 11 p.m. and Sunday at 11 a.m. The first time those two teams have ever been on cable TV. Jeff Brenning and the crew from New Albany. And, of course, when you go up to Worthington Christian, you always say hi to Scott Weekly, the head coach up there. Then Saturday afternoon, Ray and I will cover the City League Championship game from Mifflin High School when Brookhaven takes on South. You can see that game coming up Saturday at 11 p.m. and Sunday at 5 p.m. right here on cable TV. Ray Miller, Randy Reinhart, Mark Matheny, Mark's dad from Dublin High School. Glad to have you here on cable TV. And Ray, it's been an interesting 3 quarters here at Dublin High School.
Yes, it has. I'm very impressed with this Academy Ball Club. And let's keep in mind that Dublin has a very young team, as they started 4 juniors and a sophomore and a new coach, and they're just now getting started with a new program, and it's going to take them some time. But they're putting up a pretty good fight. They just cut down the turnovers. They'd be in much better shape.
And you know, Ray, 6 of the first 8 games the Shamrocks played were on the road. How'd you like to take over a program, have no starters back, and play 6 of your first 8 on the road? On the steal, McMullen, 2-on-1 to the hoop. Hits at the fall, looks like, and a chance for a 3-point play.
See right here that Dublin's got to really suck it up and get back in the ball game, because if not, this Academy team has that ability to blow people out. If you figure, again, I'm going to say this statistic again, averaging 70 points on offense and 40 on defense, they've blown out a few people to get that.
Great play, Ray, by Matt McMullen.
He hung in the air and drew the foul. The coach's son.
Matt's been in double figures 9 times this season. Has 9 points. His high on the season was 21 against Granville. 16-point lead now at 49-33, 147 left to go. That's McCutcheon, picked up by Plessinger. Blocked off by McMullen, who knocks it out of bounds. Nice play defensively by Matt.
Dublin has to get good shots down there, and they have to play their defense. They may have to put on a little bit of a press.
That's Lowry. Over Hacker. It's short. Rebound right into the hands of Leschnock. Lead for Golden.
They like to run.
Leschnock. Player control foul on Don Leschnock. He bowls over number 34, Greg Brown.
Marie likes that call. Maybe she had that on official's view.
Marie was talking about screening at halftime. Marie, a member of the Central Ohio Basketball Officials Association. She, along with E.J. Davis and Brent Milburn, show us what to do and what not to do and what to look for in high school basketball each week at halftime, as does Ray Miller, coach extraordinaire. 1:25 left to go. Fulmer loses the handle. We have a palming violation. I think we did, called on Eric Golden.
Game's gotten a little sloppy right here, Randy.
Substitution into the game for the Shamrocks. Number 32, John Mahome is in. Number 30, Todd Fulmer will take a seat. Do you contemplate a 3-pointer at this point of the game? Do you put that into your offense yet, Ray, or do you still think 2?
No, I think you just, right now you got to start working on the things that you need to improve on, and you have a young basketball team out there. You got to get this, keep in your offense. You don't start jacking up threes, they could bury you.
Although Dublin does shoot well from the perimeter. That's McCutcheon with it. Picked up by Plessinger, takes it over the top. No good. Rebound fought for. The Vikings with the size inside.
Great pass.
McMullen. Oh, he got the roll.
Great pass.
2 more for Matt in double figures again for the 10th time this season. From behind the line for 3. The shot is up and good by Greg Brown.
Now, if you can do that every time, sure.
Greg is shooting nearly 40%, Ray, from 3-point range. He is now 20 out of 49 from there on the season. 51, 36, 35 seconds left to go third quarter. That's Plessinger with it. Looking inside for Golden at 5'5", who pops out now. Around the perimeter to Leschnock, back to McMullen, down to 25 seconds. Pass a little strong inside, goes back to the Shamrocks.
Boy, this Academy Ball Club, Randy, is so deep. They run the break extremely well. They play great defense. And with that bench, I can see why they're undefeated.
McCutcheon has it knocked away. That's Kushkin with it now. Plessinger in and out, no good. Fought for. Of a foul on the Vikings, going strong to the board. Inside was number 5, Mark Plessinger. Unofficially, that's his first foul. Take a look at John Dopp, standing coach. We talked about his days at Worthington. What do you remember about John from his days there?
Oh, we had some great games, Randy. He had a young man by the name of Sobolewski, and of course Casey Close, who went on to Michigan to play baseball. And we had a double or a triple overtime game one time at our place in 1982 that was just an outstanding game. And we've had some great battles down in those years. And I was always impressed with him because at that time he always had a toothpick. I always liked that. That was style.
McCutcheon now into double figures with 10 points, 2 out of 3 from the line of the evening. Why is a toothpick style?
I mean, sometimes you need a stick. Stick, is that it?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
McCutcheon now with 11.
But now he's so mature now, he doesn't have it.
And your prop was a Ronald McDonald Cup. I remember that.
And I chewed on towels, too.
I kid him, though, but Ray was a great coach. You can see that at halftime as we talk about the coaches' clinic each week. 51-38, 5 seconds left to go. McMullen from three-point range, he got one. That's their second three-pointer of the season. What a way to end the quarter. They've won all 3 quarters tonight. At the end of 3, the score, Academy 54, Dublin 38.
Dave Lennox. Since 1895, hard at work with new ideas in heating and cooling. And now, get 0% financing and $100 cash rebate on the efficient Lennox Pulse Gas Furnace. Call your independent Lennox dealer.
Hi, I'm Cliff at Holiday Heating and Cooling. You can depend on Holiday for total comfort at affordable prices. It has never been easier to save money with Lennox efficiency and Holiday's dedication to service. Give us a call.
And take advantage of the savings starting today.
Attaboy, Dave.
The 4th quarter has just started at Dublin High School. The Vikings come up with the ball on the turnover. The shot is up and no good. Rebound fought for inside. McCutcheon has it now for the Shamrocks. 54-38, 7:50 left to go 4th quarter. Rossler strong to the hoop, has it stripped away, but I think we'll have a reach-in foul called on the Vikings. That goes on Don Leschnock, Ray. That could be his 4th.
Well, they're so deep they can afford it. They got great ball club. And the Gehrig kid, he hasn't played very much, a little bit in the first half. Of course, with the injury, they don't need to put him out there.
The official scores, I think, want to know right now who the foul was on. They get it confirmed one more time now from Tom Vendatelli. 4-2. That is Don Leschnock. That is his 4th. Seth Kushkin has 3 for the Vikings. Tim Vermeulen has 2. Ben Gehrig has 2.
Randy, tell the people who that official score is over there.
I can't see from here. You do it.
Rod Gerald.
Oh, it is Rod over there, sitting there. Former Ohio State football star, quarterback. Coming back now to Dublin High School. Timeout now with 7:46 left to go. Academy takes their first. They have 3 remaining. Dublin with 2 left in this game. And a reminder, if you have a question or comment, drop us a line to the sports director at Coaxial Communications, 3770 East Livingston Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43217. And if you like sports, keep it on ESPN. Coming up, the Suncoast Classic live. First and second round coverage. You can see at those times. In the final round, Sunday the 21st at 1:30. And Ray, let's work on our golf right now. A dog leg left right now. And the wind coming off the ocean.
I'm wondering who would want to watch the replay. You'd want to watch it live, wouldn't you? I would think that golf on... That's what I said, live, right?
That's right. Talking back to the truck now, are we, Ray? All that live on ESPN.
That's the first time I've done that.
And also don't forget NHL hockey. The Penguins taking on the LA Kings. Mobile One Invitational Track Meet. Bill Stone will be there. And Top Rank Boxing with Al Bernstein. All that more coming up on ESPN. Rossler cans it. It's a 14-point game now at 54-40 with 7:45 left to go. Here comes Golden. Picked up by Ryan Rossler. That's Kushkin. Rob Mayer into the ball game now for the Shamrocks. Golden is open. Bring it back out now to Kushkin around the perimeter now to Matt McMullen.
Dublin's picked up the intensity on defense now.
And 3 seconds called on the Vikings.
And Randy, we were talking about these guys in the truck. What a great job they do.
They do, don't they? You enjoy talking to them during the game? 7:19 left to go. Our thanks to Joe Tanzarello and the entire Coaxial Communications production crew. Got a foul inside before the shot. Looks like with 7:16 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, you know Academy, as I've looked at them here, and we've talked about their depth. But here's a basketball team that is undefeated. They're 14 points up in this game. The coaching staff stays right in the ball game with their intensity. You see John Daup there a little upset. But they stay right in the ball game with that intensity on the coaching staff. Their players keep intense, and they don't relax.
John Mahone picks up his first foul, team foul number 4 in the Shamrocks in the second half. Plenty of time left, 14-point game with 7:05 left to go. That's Kushkin with it now to McMullen. Picked up by Mahone. Kushkin now, baseline Plessinger. 6:55 left. Inside, tries to lead it for Kushkin. Out of bounds, they say last touch by the Vikings. It will go back to the Shamrocks.
I think that's the one thing that Jack would be upset with this ballgame is their amount of turnover.
Interesting day, too, though, Ray. Both of these schools not in session, I don't think, today. Dublin might have been. I think they had meetings today, but Academy had the day off. The basket is good, and now the Shamrocks a chance to cut that lead to 11.
You would not want to be sitting at home a long time, Randy. You know, the day of a game, you like to have your kids in school if possible. Keep them active. You don't want them in bed the whole afternoon.
Zaranak now, Ray, going for a three-point play. And also, remember, Monday is President's Day, and some schools get that day off, too. I know the Westerville schools do. 11-point game now.
Yeah, they're only down 11 here, Randy, with almost 7 minutes.
54-43, 6:40 left to go. Shamrocks putting on three-quarter court pressure. That's Vermeulen now to Kushkin. 6.5 left to go. 54-43. Baseline, Vermeulen thinking about it, picked up by Zaranak. Matt McMullen looking inside. Got a foul called with 6:20 left to go on Dublin. Substitution coming into the ball game for the Shamrocks. Number 34, Greg Brown, will check into the game. Number 20, Rob Mayer, the 5'11 junior, will come out.
Randy, where would you rank this team with all the ball clubs that we've seen this year?
I'll tell you, Ray, I would like to see this team take on Westerville North. Or Brookhaven.
Or Worley.
Or Worley. I think that's probably the Elite Four right there. The Fab Four.
I agree with you. And tonight we've seen them, East High School played an outstanding game. And that could be the sleeper in the tournament.
East?
Yes.
Taking on Mount Vernon in the first round.
Could be an interesting game.
Golden has as many points as he's wearing on his jersey, 3. 12-point game with 6:15 left to go. That's Rossler from outside. Gets his own rebound inside. Has it knocked away by Plessinger. Here goes McMullen back the other way now. 3-on-2 down the lane. Puts it up himself, and he got it. Good job by Matt because the other two Vikings didn't take the wing, so he just took it to the hoop himself. Inside, that's Zaranak. Puts it up. He got it.
Well, we talk about decisions, and right there, McMullen had taken the right decision.
57-45 with 5:45 left to go fourth quarter. Reminder coming up at the end of the game, Ray and I will pick our sports medicine grant players of the game, one from each school. Baseline, that's Vermeulen. He's thinking about it. Plessinger now, picked up by McCutcheon. These two teams, Ray, over the last 6 years have the 3rd and 4th best records in Central Ohio. Worley and Bexley are the top two. Bexley actually number 1. Worley number 2. The shot is up and good by Tim Vermeulen. 14-point game again. 59-45, 5:10 left to go. Rossler now hawked by McMullen. That's Brown. Tries by Golden. There's a mismatch inside. Golden picks up the foul.
It's an aggressive move, though, Randy.
It's been impressive coming in when Gehrig was hurt. As we talked about, giving up about 17 inches inside. Looks like he'll now take a seat with 5:06 left to go. Remember, Eric is just a sophomore, right? 2 good point guards, just sophomores in this game, and Eric Golden and Ryan Rossler. Take a look at Jack McMullen. 23 years of coaching. Last 10 here at Academy, and I think they want to say that someone else should be going to the line, perhaps. No, I think the foul should be on Eric Golden is what they're trying to do. They charge it to Tim Vermeulen. And they just chalked up number 4 to Vermeulen, and it should go on Eric Golden, give him 2 and not Vermeulen 4. Let's see if they correct that situation.
I've seen that happen many times before.
The difference is 3 as opposed to 3-0. Timeout taken with 5:06 left to go, and Academy leading by 14 at 59-45. Reminder once again, question and comment if you enjoy high school sports. Drop us a line to that address, 3770 East Livingston, Columbus, Ohio, 43227.
I wonder if I'm in the running for that job, sports director.
I think so. You, Howard Hughes, and Pia Zadora, the final 3. Ray, I gotta tell you that Matt McMullen has made his last 5 field goal attempts and 7 of his last 8.
And I know one of those was a 3. A trifecta.
Only the second one on the season. The Vikings of Cannes, they've only taken 10 going into this game. Eric Golden had the only other one. He was 1 out of 1.
They didn't give Eric Golden the foul.
They're still discussing it right now. Tom Venditelli. I think they're going to stick with that going on Vermeulen. Still up on the scoreboard that way, so we'll go that way. Brown's got it. Craig will have another.
Well, I hope that doesn't come back to Hahn Academy, because it did look like that Golden committed the foul.
Greg with 4, looking for number 5. See if Gary comes in and Vermeulen will take a seat. Yes, he will. Talked about Academy, Ray, private school. Annual tuition somewhere around $6,000 to $7,000 a year. They go pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. They do offer financial aid that you have to qualify for. Also, on top of that, there's a very stiff entrance test you have to take and pass. Blocking foul called with 5 minutes exactly left to go fourth quarter.
I know a lot of teachers that are over there. They get an excellent education at Academy.
Ryan Rossler picks up foul number 3 on the evening, sending Matt McMullen to the line. Talked about what a great football player Matt is. He has returned 8 punts for touchdowns in his football career.
Wow. Well, he looks like a football player. Built well.
Has 17 points, looking for 18. Speaking of 17, he turns that on Tuesday.
I can't remember my 17th birthday.
Was it before the turn of the century?
I have no idea. I can't even comprehend being 17.
61-47, but Rossler adds 2 more to the Dublin count.
I've got shoes older than that.
And you're wearing them tonight.
Yeah.
4:43 left. Rossler now in double figures with 10. Baseline, that's Kushkin blocked off by Brown. And a blocking foul now called on Greg Brown.
There's no question about that foul. About knocking him over with that one. In a ball game like this, Randy, they're still only 12 points down. You look at this game, you think it wasn't even close. 12 points is not that many points, especially with 4.5 minutes to go.
And now you start to consider the three-point option. Dublin shooting nearly 38% from there on the season. Back into the ball game, number 42, Don Leschnock, who has 4 fouls. And coming out will be number 52, Bart Hacker. Kushkin with 8, had 4 early in the first quarter. Garrick strong with a rebound, puts it up, a chance for one more.
Boy, it pays to be that tall, doesn't it, Randy? That's the reason why he got that rebound. He got the basket, now he'll go to the foul line.
Chalk it up to Greg Brown, who very quickly picks up 2 fouls. Oscar Robertson was on Sports Talk last night. He said, I don't care how big you are, how good are you? I think Ben is big and he is good, too. Timeout taken now with 4:35 left. It is a 14-point game now at 63-49.
You know, you were talking about that, Randy, and I remember the coach at Dayton Dunbar, Mike Haley, told me one time as a bunch of coaches were talking, he said, if my X's are bigger and badder than your O's, I'm going to beat you every time. And I've never forgot that. He said, you can have all the coaching strategy you want, but if my X's are bigger and badder than your O's, I'm going to beat you every time.
Well, see, you can play it on paper after all then, or the chalkboard. Gehrig with 6 points so far in the evening. A reminder once again, next weekend, a doubleheader of high school basketball action coming your way. Worthington Christian taking on New Albany. See that game Friday at 11 p.m., Sunday at 11 a.m. Then Saturday afternoon, Ray and I will be at Mifflin for the City League Championship game between Brookhaven and South. Brookhaven, the home team in that. That'll be seen Saturday at 11 p.m., Sunday at 5 p.m. on Coaxial Channel 36, All-American Channel 10, and Cube Channel 1. Enough numbers.
New Albany's thrilled to have us, aren't they?
Great game in the Mid-Buckeye Conference. New Albany in first place right now. Worthington Christian in third place, 3 games back.
Is that the future Wexley?
I don't want to get into that. I covered that story yesterday.
I know, I heard you.
Surrounding area near New Albany, yes. Gehrig now. You listen to me?
Well, I was painting through the station.
I was going to say.
I heard you.
On WMNI. Thanks a lot. 63-49, 4:28 left to go. Mahone with it now. Blocked off baseline by Kushkin. Looking for help now. That's Jazeranak. By the way, Ray, I never saw you coach before either. Down the lane, but Cutchin dishes it off baseline. Mahone can't get it to fall. Got a foul, a push-off inside called on Ben Gehrig. That's a shame because 3 Vikings were their weak side for the rebound.
Well, there's a foul where when you're that big, sometimes you don't have to foul. Sometimes you don't mean to foul. You're just so big, you just happen to foul.
Number 3 on Ben, sending Ron Jazeranak to the line. Ron has 9 points. His high of the season was 21 against Olentangy. He'll have another.
Got good form on his foul shot if you're watching.
2 out of 2 from the line on the evening, Ray. Shoots 72% from there on the season.
You can always tell. He finds that little mark on the floor, the foul line we talked about at halftime. Keeps on balance, eye on the target, elbow straight, follows through. Bingo.
4:12 left to go. That's Leschnock. 63-51. Academy with the lead and the ball.
Again, it's only 12 points, but the clock's running.
There's no shot clock either in high school basketball. That's Leschnock. Would you like to see that, Ray?
No. I think they've messed around with this game enough in high school.
You like the 3-point shot?
I think I'm impressed with that. I didn't like it at first, but it's all right now.
Dublin now, Ray, with a chance to cut into that lead. They'll get the ball back on that turnover.
I think it gives the team in Dublin's case right now to get back in the game a lot quicker if you've got somebody out there that can shoot it.
That's Rossler. Who shoots 44% from that area. Brown also good from outside. Can't get it to fall. Rebound. Foster on the floor. Tied up. Kushkin has it now. Leschnock slows it down with 3.5 left to go. It's McMullen. Baseline now to Plessinger.
Well, they play well as a team, Randy. They look for each other, and of course that's why they have that balanced scoring. Can't have jealousy on your team, and this team obviously doesn't.
Gehrig triple team inside, puts it up, and he is fouled as he takes the shot. Does it help too, Ray, too, when you go to a smaller school like that? You play more than one sport. You get used to what your teammates are going to do. I know it's a different sport, but you know your teammate, your fellow player, a lot better, I think, don't you?
Sure, and I think that if you look back, I think a lot of the teams that have been successful have been teams that have played football together. You know, a lot of coaches say, I don't want my kids playing football. That never bothered me. I think it really does help you in most cases, and I think Academy bears that out. They really know each other well, and I'm sure with the school as small as it is, they bump into each other a lot in the hallways, too.
Jazeranak picks up his second foul. Gehrig looking for point number 7. He'll have one more. Ray, we talked about this. What's the possibility of this team going back-to-back? The Sales almost did it last year. Could Academy win a football and a basketball title?
Well, if Academy wins this ball game, we'll ask Jack after the ball game.
You know what he'll say. We'll take it one step at a time, game by game. Tournament's a new season.
Yeah.
Hacker back into the ball game. Gehrig will take a seat.
Those are in a book that coaches write that you take those lines out of. Like, he needs this basket. Well, who doesn't?
Quotes from Chairman Ray. 65-51, 3:03 left to go. That's Mahone baseline. That's for 2. Back of the iron. Rebound strong by Leschnock. Double team underneath the hoop. Looking for help. Nearly travels, did he? Oh, yes, he did.
Well, everybody's outlet men took a hike on him there. They all took off. He didn't have anybody to throw it to.
Of course, last year, Academy 18-5, 14-2 in the CBL Central District semifinalists. They lost to Bloom Carroll. That was 2 years ago, 46-38. Inside strong, the hoop for 2 off the bench. Rob Mayer.
That's another ball club branch to have a great season, Bloom Carroll.
The only other undefeated team here in Central Ohio. 12-point game, 2:43 left.
But they were beaten Tuesday. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, they
that.
were?
Yes, Hayes Valley beat them.
Hayes Valley beat them then. Working 60 hours. I didn't get a chance to see the paper Wednesday morning. Back court, does it go there? Over and back violation, out of bounds. The ball goes back to the Shamrocks.
I saw Bloom Carroll earlier in the season. Excellent team. But I'm very impressed with Academy, Randy. They have just a great ball club and it's great depth and great coaching.
Bloom Carroll with a tough game next Friday at Logan Elm. The shot from outside by Brown, no good. Rebound pulled down inside. Strong by Leshnock. 2-on-1. Make it 3-on-1 now. Dishes it off to Pushkin for 2.
But there's the classic fast break.
67-53, 2:14 left to go. That's Brown from three-point range. A little short.
Brown's
nice pass to McMullen. 3-on-1. Nice pass. Plessinger didn't even know it was coming. Hacker fights for the rebound. Foul on the play. Great passing on the transition by the Vikings. Take a look at this one more time, Ray.
Boy, it is. It's just great passing. You center the ball down here, able to make the pass, get both lanes filled, plus the trailer. Of course, the foul ended up here on an offensive rebound. But they've just passed the ball tremendously. They have a great team concept. They play great defense. And this is definitely one of the top 4 teams that we've seen all season.
Dublin takes a timeout. Let me correct that last year Academy was 19-3, 15-1 in the CBL Central first place. They lost to Briggs last year, 68-59. That other data I gave you was from 2 years ago. Take a look, though, Dublin, what they've done. And Academy, both of these teams have done really well. Academy 4 and 5 years ago were district champs. And Dublin 14-7, 17-5, 17-7, 20-3 over the last 5 years. Great records. Great crowd here at Dublin High School. Randy Reinhardt, Ray Miller, Mark Matheny. Glad to have you on cable TV. Winding down our season, Ray, let me ask you something. You strapped on the headset a couple of months ago. What's it like? What's the difference between being here as opposed to being on the sideline yelling at your players every 30 seconds?
Well, I feel much more relaxed here with you than I did on the bench because you're so tense and you have that burning desire to win, and here you can't lose. So it's been different. It's been good therapy for me. And believe me, I need therapy. Anybody that talks to trucks, I mean...
they call him Rubber Room Ray. Bart Hacker, the 6'1 junior, goes to the line. Bart likes classic cars and comic books. You'll have another.
I love these hobbies. All season long you've been telling me these hobbies. But the windsurfing is my favorite.
Who was it? That was the Duffys from DeSales. Sean and Mike Duffy.
Yeah, I talked to him about that before the Grove City DeSales game.
What did he say?
He says, I really do, Coach. I really do.
15-point game, 68-53, 1:55 left. That's Brown, picked up by Plessinger. Looks inside, gets it over to McCutcheon now. Drives baseline from 7. In and out, no good. Hacker with a rebound. And Hacker walks.
Yeah, a lot of traveling calls. That's the only thing I believe that Jack's going to be upset with is the amount of turnovers.
That's Rossler. Takes it to the hoop. Over the double team. No good. Fought for inside. 8 hands fighting for it. Leshnock gets it. Here goes Kushkin now. He'll slow it down with 1:40 left. Leshnock looking for help. Gets it out now to Golden. Loses the handle. Rossler has it. 1:25 left to go in this game. Around the back. Down the lane. Nice blind pass to Dzeranak. But he's called for the player control foul.
That's another call we've seen a lot tonight, Randy. That was an excellent pass, though. Looked one way. Was able to pitch it over to his left.
Player control foul number 44. Great ball handling in this game tonight. I tell you, I've really been impressed by Rossler, by Golden, by McMullen, by Leshnock, by you at halftime. 1:18 left to go. Teach me to shoot free throws next week. 68-53 baseline. That's Plessinger. Picked up by Mayer. Leshnock, Golden, Hacker. All the Vikings touching the ball now with 60 seconds left. Spreading it out down to 55 inside. Leshnock goes strong at the hoop from 6. Can't get the bounce. Fought for inside. Over the back. Did Hacker go? Yes, he did. Hacker hacked.
Academy does an excellent job of ball faking. getting their man up in the air, and we used to call it show and bust. Show him the ball and then bust it up, and he does a nice job on that. So everybody on this basketball team, you can just tell they're well coached.
And another thing about Academy we should say, too, is that the tuition, a little high for most of us, but 100% of the graduates all go on to college. Some great movies coming up on HBO you can see on your screen. Stripes.
Saw that one.
Black Widow.
Didn't see that one.
You didn't see that one? Stripes is good. Some of the best lines to use in the newsroom are in the movie Stripes. Along with a fine mess, Howie Mandel and Ted Danson, and teachers, Nick Nolte.
The weatherman actually predicted fog.
We could have died out there.
Oh, Claire, come on.
We could have. People do die in the fog.
Yeah, people die in the fog. They die in the rain. They die in their bathtubs. They also die of starvation. I have half the groceries when I slip back there. The potatoes are gone and the bread. Claire? Claire, look.
There's what? Potatoes that aren't there. Right. Robert, you've lost the potatoes and the bread. Is that what you wanted?
I want you. And I want you here. In our country home. Your country home.
Oh, but my luggage.
What about it? I tell you, we may really starve if we don't freeze to death first.
My night things are in my other case and my sleeping pills.
Oh. I'm sorry. Are you going to miss them? They haven't done you much good.
We're stranded. We're completely cut off. No one knows we're here. Not even Mother. I'm sure of that.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I'm sorry. It's getting very cold.
Now, there's our problem, galloping frigid.
With 5, knocked away. Pushkin with 2. With 1, Golden will hold on to the ball. Academy hangs on. Let me have this up very quickly. In this fourth quarter, Academy scored 16 points. Dublin scored 22. So someone has beaten Academy in a quarter again. The final 70-60. Back with some closing comments in just a moment.
You were so proud, you looked so rich, you seemed so confident. Was I yours or were you mine? Did I touch it? Did I feel it? Did I get it? Was I yours or were you mine?
The Dynasty Collection by After 6. And available at O.P. Gallo Formal Wear.
It's a march of champions on ESPN. See the best live conference championship and NCAA tournament coverage on television. Plus the world's top-ranked players at the Lipton International. Great golf with the PGA Tour and LPGA's best. And high-speed NASCAR thrills. March rolls on with NCAA wrestling and the indoor track and field championships. Plus, the road to the Stanley Cup continues. All in March on ESPN.
Welcome back to Dublin High School. It's all over. Academy beats Dublin by a score of 70-60. Academy goes to 16-0 on the season, 13-0 in league play. Dublin is 11-7 overall. They are 10-5 in the CBL. Let's take a look now at our Sports Medicine Grant players of the game. First of all, for Academy, we picked number 42, Don Leschnock, the 6'3.5" junior. Averages 11.5 points a game, but he had a great night tonight. Don on the evening was 9 out of 14 from the field for 64%. He had 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, and 18 points. For Dublin High School, we picked number 50, Jeff McCutcheon. Jeff is a 6'4 junior, averaging 11.5 points a game. Jeff scored a little over his average tonight as well. Jeff on the game was 5 out of 10 from the field, 3 out of 4 from the line, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 13 points for Jeff. Congratulations to both Sports Medicine Grant players of the game. And right now, Ray Miller is out on the court with Jack McMullen, the head coach of Columbus Academy. Let's go to those two fine coaches right now. Ray, Jack, take it away.
Jack, we say the win's a win's a win, but in this one, there's some things that you weren't real pleased about, was there?
You're right, Coach. But we have to give Dublin some credit for that. I thought Dublin played extremely well tonight, but there were some things that we were disappointed in tonight.
Well, you know, tonight one of the things I noticed was you did make a lot of turnovers, and I know when you start playing in big games down the tournament, I know that's one thing you want to cut back on, of course.
I was really surprised about our number of turnovers because that's something that we normally don't concern ourselves with. And I was more concerned about rebounding tonight because of our small starting lineup, and that ended up to be probably our strongest suit tonight.
I thought your shooting from outside is going to help you down the stretch. I think you rebound the ball well, and once you get Garrick back in, I think that's going to help you.
I think so, too. We do have balance, though, in terms of being able to score outside and inside, and we also have balance in terms of who scores our points. I've never seen this before, but we have 5 starters within 1 point of each other, and I think that's exceptional.
Yeah, we talked about that in the opening. I've never seen that happen. As 5 ball players averaging double figures. That's going to make it kind of nice in practice too, because you have a selfish ball club and you've got a great bench.
That's true. The kids on the team are totally unselfish. They really don't care who gets the credit. They all handle the ball in our offense. They're all asked to play good defense. So it really is a team concept. We don't feature one player or another.
Where do you go from here?
Well, we're trying to get better. We're trying to get a lot better. And we're just trying to take it one game at a time. We have a goal in our league, and we haven't accomplished that goal yet. But we do have a goal. We have 3 more league games, and we also realize that the tournament's right around the corner. Notice I said tournament instead of tournament. But well, we want to just get better every day.
When's the last time these kids lost in anything? You have to think about it, don't you?
You have to think about it. I think they've won 30 consecutive football and basketball games, and they work hard. They play, and when this season's over, they'll go play baseball and run track. They all play 3 sports, and they don't specialize, and it's just great having them.
It's a great ball club, Coach. And I think, Randy, that they went undefeated in football, and I think there's a very good chance they get undefeated in basketball and into the tournament. Who knows? We may have another team in St. John Arena.
And, Ray, the last time they lost was to Briggs in the district championship game. They lost 68-59 in basketball last season. Let's take a look now at the final unofficial team stats for this contest tonight between Academy and Dublin High School. And when you take a look at these, remember, Academy early on shot a lot more shots than Dublin did in this game. But it all really evened out in the end as you take a look at the stats for this contest. From the field, Academy shooting 55%, Dublin respectable 46%. Dublin going to the line, though, 19 times and doing a good job hitting 84% from there. Academy 9 out of 13. 1 out of 1 for Academy. They are toward from three-point range, aren't they? And rebounds, a big edge for the Vikings. Turnovers pretty close in this game. Unofficial scoring individually in this contest tonight for Academy, Leschnock had 18, McMullen had 18, Kushkin had 10, Vermillen had 8, Gehrig had 8, Plessinger had 4, Golden had 3, and Hacker had 1. For Dublin, McCutcheon had 13, Chazaranak had 13, Rossler had 10, Brown came up with 8, Fulmer had 8, Lowry had 6, and Mayer had 2. Once again, Academy goes to 16-0 on the season, 13-0 in league play. Dublin drops to 11-7 overall and 10-5 in the CBL. Next weekend, we'll have a doubleheader of basketball action coming your way. We'll start it off with Worthington Christian at New Albany. See that game Friday at 11 p.m. and Sunday at 11 a.m. Then the City League Championship, South taking on Brookhaven from Mifflin High School Saturday at 11 p.m. and Sunday afternoon at 5. For Ray Miller and Mark Matheny, I'm Randy Reinhardt. So long, everybody, from Dublin High School.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Buckeye Optical. You only get one set of eyes. Trust them to Buckeye Optical. By O.P. Gallo Formal Wear, featuring the Dynasty collection by After 6.
From Mifflin High School, it's the City League Championship game as the South Bulldogs take on the Brookhaven Bearcats.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Buckeye Optical. You only get one set of eyes. Trust them to Buckeye Optical. By O.P. Gallo Formalware, featuring the Dynasty Collection by After 6. By Holiday Heating. Depend on Holiday for total comfort and affordable prices. And by Reichert Ford. Hey, we're dealing.
It's the encore performance of high school basketball 88 from Mifflin High School. Hello, everybody. I'm Randy Reinhardt, along with Ray Miller. Should have a great one for you today. It's the City League Championship for the 5th consecutive year on cable TV. We've got Brookhaven taking on South. The Bearcats were 17-2 on the season, 7-0 in City League North. South was 12-7 overall. They were 6-0 in the South Division. And Ray, you take a look at Brookhaven. No true superstar on that team, but really 6 great players.
Well, that's true, and they play great defense, and they have a tremendous leader in Anthony Hairston. If they can just play the way they've been playing during the season, they've had a couple dead games, as I call them, a couple games they just came out flat. But if they play up to their potential, you know, they're an awful good basketball team.
One key for them today will be the loss, perhaps, of Eric Hilton. Got an elbow in practice last night, right here, 11 stitches it took to close it up, and Ray, he might not play today.
Well, that can hurt them, but as you said, they had 6 great players. They had to put 5 on the floor, so it's going to test their bench a little bit.
Now taking a look at the Bulldogs of South High School, as we said, 12-7 under Dick Ricketts. Take a look at them, Ray. They are shorter than Brookhaven. They will like to run today, won't they?
Yeah, they want to get it up and down the floor, like to get the game in the 80s if possible, possibly even the 90s. Play great defense, change their defenses, and they play 75% man, but you may see a little zone this afternoon.
Tony Ellington, their leading scorer, averaging just about 17 points a game. It should be a great one, the City League Championship. The tip-off is coming up in just a moment.
Coming over, baby, got a whole lot of dealing going on. 69 a month for escorts for singing your song. 10 times the buying power, and you never, ever, ever go wrong. Shake, baby, shake. Shake, baby, shake. Oh, baby. Deal, baby, deal. Oh, baby. Deal, baby, deal. Reichert Ford, there's a whole lot of dealing going on. We're dealing.
You only get one set of eyes.
Trust them to Buckeye Optical.
I went to Buckeye Optical and used my Papermint coupon. I got $20 off of my contact lenses. I need to get a pair of glasses, and Buckeye Optical has a coupon for buy one pair and get the other pair for half price. I saw in the Papermint, Buckeye Optical has a complete pair of prescription glasses for $79.50.
Look for the Buckeye Optical Vision and Hearing Report in your Papermint.
I'm getting a pair.
If you think the only thing winter brings is the cold, think again. HBO is hot this winter with blockbuster movies. The heat keeps building. As you go ringside, center stage for concerts, and front row for great comedy. It's hot. It's a winter heat wave with HBO.
Welcome back to Mifflin High School, just about ready for the City League Championship game. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the South Bulldogs, 12-7 on the season, 6-0 in City League South. One guard will be number 12, Sam Conwell, a 5'10 senior, averaging 13.7 points a game. The other guard, number 22, Chris Bain, a 6-foot senior, averaging 13 points a game. The forwards are number 4, Herbie Johnson. Herbie is 6 foot. He averages 6 points per contest. The other forward, number 21, Tony Ellington. He's 6'1", a junior, averaging 16.7 points per game. The center is number 13, Ramon Spears. He's a 6-foot senior, averaging 9 points a game, coached by Dick Ricketts, overall in his 18th year as coach in 2 different stints at South High School. For the Brookhaven Bearcats, 17-2 overall, 7-0 in City League North. The point guard is number 10, Anthony Hairston, a 5'9 senior, averaging 14 points a game. On the wings, number 22, Nate Washington, a 6'3 junior, scoring 9 points a game. The other wing, number 24, Thad Patrick, 6'1", a senior, 16 points for Thad. And a double post setup for the Bearcats. Jeff Ward is inside, number 32. He's 6'5" and a junior. He'll score 3 points a game. The other post position is manned by number 34, Eric Devlin, 6'4" and a senior. Averages 8 points a game, coached by Dick Malloy in his 16th year at Brookhaven. 31 years coaching altogether for Dick. And Ray, we talked about the fact that Eric Hilton will start on the bench. He is a 6'3" junior, averaging nearly 14 points a game, but he has a gash over his left eye. Got it in practice last night, got an elbow to his head, actually was out of position defensively, I was told by the coaches, but will not start this contest tonight.
Well, I think that, like we said earlier, that it's going to depend on how good the bench is. And it's also, I don't know the extent of his injury, Randy. A lot of times that the young man may be able to play with that injury. We don't know the real damage that was done, and a lot of it depends upon the doctor and the parents and the coaches. So we'll just see whether or not he comes in the game at all.
And you talked about the Bearcats, too. They had that size advantage inside. Ray, you still look at the starters. Brookhaven is still taller, though, even without Hilton.
Right. And they'll play that zone press, and they'll put a lot of pressure on defense, and that can speed up the tempo, which is exactly what Columbus South wants. So we'll just see what type of game that we get tonight. And like I said earlier, Brookhaven has played a couple dead games. It's games where they came out flat. I'm not saying that they weren't emotional. It just, the thing just didn't work at all for them.
And remember, too, these two teams met earlier in the season at Brookhaven. It was a close game. Brookhaven won by a score of 74-69 in that contest. And in the past history of the City League Championship, strange things have happened. Last year, remember, West defeated Mifflin. That was an upset, 58-56. 2 years ago, a great game. Brookhaven defeated Eastmore by a score of 67-63. That title 2 years ago, the only one that the Bearcats have won in the City League Championship since we went to 2 divisions. Now, Southray won the title back in 1980. They defeated Brookhaven.
Yes, and they have the type of club that on any given afternoon or evening that they can beat anybody because, you know, that size is really not big for a lot of teams in this area. I understand that. But their ability to play defense and get the ball up and down the floor. And again, if they can score 80 points in this game, they can stay right in. So they want to just go up and down and fire and fall back.
They're averaging 74 points per contest, giving up 70. Brookhaven on the season scores 75.4 points per game, giving up 57.7. Tournament play just around the corner. South will play a team you're familiar with, Grove City, in the first round.
Right, and Grove City also played them early in the season, gave them an excellent game at Columbus South. So the Greyhounds are obviously here scouting this game, and they feel pretty good about that draw because they think that they have an excellent chance against Columbus South.
And Brookhaven will take on a very tough team. They blew them away by 30 points the first time, but I think Gahanna will give them a tougher test the second time around.
If Gahanna can control the tempo and keep the game in the 40s and the 50s, they have an excellent chance.
Getting ready for the tip-off for the start of this contest, the officials are Brent Milburn and Tom Burton. Brent with the ball in his hand. Brent is the president of the Central Ohio Basketball Officials Association. Ray, bad news. He is moving to California.
Is he really? I did not know that. Excellent official.
The City League North leads the series 34-20. That's a 63% winning percentage. Tip controlled by South. That's Conwell with it now for the Bulldogs. Gets it over to Chris Spain. Takes it baseline. Puts it up. Got it.
Well, that's what they want to do. 2 passes a shot, score within 9 seconds. Put on the press.
There's that full court pressure put on by the Bulldogs. That's Anthony Hairston wearing the Band-Aid, his good luck charm over his right eye. Inside for Patrick, knocked away, but we've got a reaching foul called on the Bulldogs, chalking up to number 4, Herbie Johnson.
Well, you notice when South came down on offense, it was 2 passes and a shot, get right into the press. Now, they backed up a little bit, but when they get into the pit, they really put a lot of pressure on those penetrating passes.
Ray, a long time no see. Last time you and I were together was 16 hours ago.
Yeah.
At New Albany High School. Worthington Christian, New Albany. Great game out there. Our thanks to all the folks at New Albany. Our doubleheader weekend of high school basketball on cable TV. That's Washington. Back out to Thad Patrick. Nearly loses the handle. 7:22 left to go first quarter. And now Ward does lose the handle. It goes back to the Bulldogs.
Force those turnovers. Let's see how quickly they get off a shot.
Look at this speed up court. Conwell forcing the issue, loses the handle. Back out now to Spain. He'll slow it down. Chris was 3rd team All-City this year. That's Conwell inside, left-handed running, jumper, he got it. Nice little half hook almost.
It was a nice drive to the hoop. Well under control.
4-0 Bulldogs. 7 minutes left to go, first quarter. That's Hairston now, picked up by number 12, Sam Conwell. Ward tries to get inside for Devlin. He puts it up off balance, gets the roll.
That's where they take advantage of their height, try to post up in there and get some easy shots.
Now the Bearcats showing some pressure. Backcourt, Spears looking for help. 6 foot, Ray. He plays the post position for the Bulldogs.
Great leaper. Good defensive player.
That's Herbie Johnson. Gets it over now to Tony Ellington, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs. Inside, all alone for 2 is number 4, Herbie Johnson.
Nice back pitch. Freed him up open for the layup. And right now, offensively, South seems to be clicking on all cylinders.
They look very crisp early on. Inside, Hairston to the hoop. He got it.
Well, I think that young man's the best point guard we've seen all season.
He is something else. 14 points a game, 7 assists, and 4 steals. We've got a foul called with 6:03 left to go.
Now, both teams want to put the press on, a lot of pressure. They want to obviously score so that they can set up their press in the way that they want to. Columbus South would rather put on a man-to-man press, whereas Brookhaven likes that zone press.
Chalk the foul up to number 22, Nate Washington. Unofficially, that's his first foul. 5:55 left, and we got a traveling violation called on the Bulldogs.
With the quick